So, look, I come in the kitchen and I see you. What's all of this going on there?
Well, I'm doing some pigeon peas pilau. Already have the chicken here, stewed and caramelized sugar.
Right.
And I had already added the bony parts of the chicken to give the pilau the flavor.
Okay.
And so this is being stewed, and eventually I'm going to add into this pigeon peas and pumpkin and different things. So right now this is just being stewed to get its color.
Okay.
So that the pilau is going to be nice and brown.
Pilau is a real popular Trinidad dish, isn't it?
Yes, man. Pigeon peas pilau, especially for Carnival Monday. And only last night we have something that a lot of people do. They do pilau too, or they do black eyed peas.
Right.
Only last night, cook up. And here I have my chicken already seasoned with grind seasoning. This is shado beni, garlic, chive, ginger, hot pepper, grind together, blended, and it's in a hot and spicy split peas bottle.
Did you not get some seasoning from Mel and Lasana the other day?
No, first from Gigi.
From Gigi?
In Icacos.
Oh, because I know Mel, they have their garden up there and they've given you before, eh?
Yes, that's quite a while ago.
Okay.
Should have had to give me a barrel for it to be still in existence.
Okay. You know, yesterday I heard that there was a French Creole Day.
Oh.
So maybe Pelau would have fit in properly into that.
But what kind of French Creole man you are? You just heard about it? You didn't know that it was on?
I'll tell you.
La jokey French Creole man or what?
I'm a jokey French Creole. But nevertheless.
Yeah. So now this chicken, as I say, has been seasoned overnight with these herbs. And I added barbecue sauce to it.
Right.
And now I'm going to put this in the oven.
Okay.
So I'm going to put it into these dishes here. So now we're going to cover them, and that way the chicken will be very moist and it will keep the flavor contained in the container.
All right, contained in the container. Make sure this little apparatus doesn't get in the chicken.
There's more to eat, man.
More to eat, yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, what is the occasion?
Well, today.
Is that my birthday?
No, this is not your birthday.
What do you have for friends or what?
Yeah, this is some friends getting together. Our upcoming convention is coming up, and they're going to prepare the place. So I decided that I will do the cooking, take it up. While they work, they wouldn't have time to cook, you know.
Right.
So I am just organizing this meal to take for them.
Oh boy, you think they'll be able to work after you do that meal?
Well, I will not take it very early, so they will have enough time working busy, so that they would be able to have a good meal, and maybe afterwards might be almost finished, hopefully.
Okay.
So instead of going and do hard work, I cooking.
Yeah, well, everybody is doing a little part somewhere.
Yeah, that's not that bad. I like to cook. You know, the good thing is, when I was in audit, one of the things, I remember that was discussed is, we all have strengths.
Yes.
Some people are very good at writing a report. Some people are very good at editing it. Some people are just really good in the research part of the work to ensure there are no duplications, that there are no fraud taking place, ensuring standards are being kept. So you use people in the areas that they are best. Yeah, they're strong in. And that way, as a combined team, you can really get the best out of everyone.
That's right. It's like the express, In the early days, you had to decipher who's best on the sub desk to edit.
Yeah.
Who's best as a reporter. who's best in Parliament, who's best, on features.
Yeah, and everybody doing their best and being confident. Because I'll tell you something. I love working in audit, and I love to do the investigative part.
Yes.
Ensuring that, as I say, standards are there too, and looking for different things, different steps in the audit that you have to take. I love that part. But I tell you, when it came to writing the report, I was always dreading that part,
But then you could have talked the report, man.
Well, if I had to talk the report, man, it was a runaway. But I had to write the report. I don't particularly like that part. I'll do all the work. So my boss always had to, edit my report with a fine tooth comb.
Yes. Excuse me, where you putting that stuff now?
This is going into the oven.
Okay, we don't want to burn up our little blanket.
Not at all.
Take your time.
Okay, so we just put the oven on, let it preheat a little bit,
Yeah.
see what's happening here with our stew. Oh, she's coming around nicely, nice and brown. So that will be perfect. And you add your rice, it's going to be nice and brown. Yes, so now we have our chicken ready for the oven. As I say, when it's almost finished, I'm going to add the oregano.
You want the oregano?
Yeah.
You
Sprinkle in the oregano.
When it's finished?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That gives it a special flavor?
Yeah, it's exotic.
Exotic?
Yes.
You better sprinkle some other on you, girl.
You exotic enough. I put oregano on you. Oh my God, you're do something. You're vegan. Yeah. So
Yeah, tell me.
what I was thinking about recently, in marriage, one of the things that I'm not too sure if we spoke about, maybe you could tell me if we spoke about this, is allowing people to be themselves.
Of course, you've got to do that.
We spoke about that, didn't we?
If you don't do that, you restrict growth.
Yeah. And not wanting to change your partner.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because really, you will pretend for a while and then you're going to react. And as I always said, that you never changed me when we got married.
Yeah.
I was allowed to be lovable Lou. And and that also allow me to give you your space as well.
That's right, and I appreciate that.
That you can be who you are. Yeah. Friendly Lancy.
Friendly Lancy. Lovable Lance too, girl.
Lovable Lancy. And that way couples don't have to be walking around each other, kid gloves, going over.
Tracking you on your cell phone. When you're sleeping in the night, I'm calling your purse, check out your cell phone and see who call you and who you call.
Oh God, I bondage, man.
That's bondage.
That is bondage.
And somebody you know say that, one thing, the wife always calling him to find out where he is.
Oh gosh, yes, boy. Well, that used to be a joke when you see. Often we would talk. Here she goes into the oven. Goodbye for the next half an hour. Yes,
Don't call names there. We ain't calling nobody name.
No, we would often.
We want the circumstance that creates the problem.
We will often talk when there is a lull in the audit department. Sometimes you sort of you finish your report and you're waiting on another project, so you may have a little Our so, and our topic was always on marriage, So this guy said, in all seriousness and agitation, I hate when my wife calls me and asks me, where are you? So I was like, so what is wrong with that? What is wrong with if a wife asks you, where are you? He said, no. Supposing I'm in a hotel with a girl, what I tell her? So I will say to her, listen to me, what do you want? Do you want me to pass in the grocery? Do you want me to stop and get something on the highway for you? What is it do you want? Where are you? And he was talking about that as though he was actually talking to his wife at the moment. Very agitated, and he was serious about that. But at the time when he said it, I never really paid much attention to it, and I just said, why is that so much of a disgusting thing for him? But really, that is too much a direct question, boy. Because somebody could be anywhere.
But in marriage, there's supposed to be that liberty.
I thought so.
Liberty to be yourself. And then it encourages trust.
Yeah.
It encourages a respect for your partner.
Yeah. Because personally, I don't think that she meant anything. I don't know.
She was perhaps insecure.
You think so?
Maybe give her a reason to be insecure. Who knows?
Well, I don't know.
When you give people a reason to be insecure, it is a difficult thing to recover.
Yeah.
You need to put in the rice there or what?
I need to get some hot water.
Hot water? I gotta call you now because you can't have me like that. Like an association.
Yeah. So I'm adding some water to this chicken.
Hot water, as they said, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But what do you think about that, though?
Well,
a man being...
I'm glad in my days of the Express and your days at the NT.
We didn't have cell phone.
We didn't have cell phone. And you had to go through the PBX operator.
But Lancy, even in those days, men cover a lot for their friends,
Oh, yeah.
Men cover a lot for their friends. Okay, so now I'm going to add, we have some pumpkin here, chopped garlic and pimento peppers, onions, and so I'm going to add this to here, in here.
And to stir it up a bit.
Yeah.
Aye.
Like I remember in our early years of marriage, right? Well, that time we didn't even have phone in the house. So the landlady will allow us to use her phone in case of an emergency.
Right.
And that time you work 2 to 10. And you normally will get home after 10 or so. But this night, it was 11 o'clock. And you didn't come home yet.
Yeah,
that was first year marriage,
Where was I?
Well, that is a big question. So I called the Express. 11 o'clock, I wake up the old lady, knock on her door and I say, Lance hasn't come home yet, can I use your phone? When I call the guys at work, oh, Lance just left. That was at 11. He had to work a little bit late, so he just left. Okay then, thank you. So I calculate, well, if he leave 11 and we just live in St. Anne's, half an hour by half 11, you should be home. So again, 12 o'clock, you don't reach home yet.
What?
So I said, no, something has to be wrong.
So it wasn't a flood out there?
No flood, no heavy rain, nothing.
Snow?
In those days, we didn't have so much rain as we have now. So I think I called back. And again, they say, yeah, he just left half an hour ago.
My comrades.
Oh, my goodness. I said, but listen, I called at 11 and you all said he just left. Now it's 12 o'clock. He just left too?
Yeah, the clock
he just left. Don't worry. You're going to be so home. And there it is, you must have got home after 12.
Yeah.
I think the excuse you give me was, what was the excuse?
I don't remember the incident.
You can't remember the excuse?
No, I can't remember the incident.
That you went after work to have a drink with one of the guys. And when he gets so drunk, you had to drive him home and then take a taxi home.
Possible? Who knows? I can't remember.
Well, of course I believe you, but I don't know.
51 years later, you don't know?
51 years later, if I put on my audit hat, I might say, something looking so correct here, boy. But I trusted you. So, you know. But
let me tell you a little incident. You remember the days when I had to bring you all home and by 6 o'clock I'm going back to the express?
Yes.
And then I'll reach home nearly 11:12.
Yeah.
But one night, I remember this well, while I was there trying to, it might have been about 7:30 or so. And phone rang.
Yeah.
And this young lady called. And she said, can you come and meet me? Can you come and meet me because I don't have transport. And I said, I don't even know you. She said, yes, she's a trainee photographer. In those days, they were hiring people to be trainees in different areas, right? And there she is. Solicited and dropped. So I had to go now. I said, okay, let me see who is this girl. Right? Of all people, she picked me out. None of them flattered me. But since she called in in desperation to need a drop. Well, I got there, Henry Street area, picked her up. And I said to her, I don't know you. She said, yes, but I know you. I said, wow.
What?
I know you. Well, anyway, here she is, wanting a ride home. I said, okay, where are you heading to? She's heading out to the east. Okay, let's go. I'm living in the east myself. And I had to ask her bluntly, are you interested in me? Are you interested in me? And she said, well, sort of. I said, young lady, I'm a happily married man. I have made mistakes in life, but I don't want to make another one. And I don't want you to think about me, okay? To this day, I don't know whether she's alive or dead. Right?
She didn't pursue you?
No, she didn't pursue me because I was kind of blunt with it. Another fellow would have said, you're a stupid boy. You should have, made use of that opportunity and really have her. You're washing the rice, huh?
Yeah, well, one thing I could do is multitask.
But I thought you would have taken that rice and thrown it right into the pot.
No, man.
Is it necessary to wash rice that is what, parboiled or whatever?
Yeah, but still, let's have some, always wash rice.
You always wash rice. Okay, very good. So anyway, Louise, I never saw this girl again. And but there are other incidents that may have involved older people too, older women. And the older women sometimes...
You mean older women with you?
Let's say older women. Right? And these older women, they were not grades above the younger women,
What
they
you
all
mean?
seem to be, in other words, let me see how to put this. The older women sometimes got on like the younger women where they might be interested.
Right.
So I would say generally, men will have a lot of
problems.
Generally.
Especially now.
But the only thing that will really help us is to keep the thought in your mind, hey, I love my wife and I can't do this because the heavens above would be angry with me too. And that to me is the most stabilizing thought. That the Lord has not joined us together to make these errors. But one has to be continuously watching.
So I've added the rice here. Remember your point.
I'm going to remember my point. Yes.
Yes, you're in control of it, man.
I'm in control of my point.
Talk on.
No, you
I'll find out a few things.
This is the liberty to speak without being affected.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the next thing too, that's important. The liberty to speak that we are not affected. It's a confession, It's not confession. It is.
Now remember, my left hand is on your side, with this spoon.
Yeah.
So watch how you're talking there,
Yeah, you don't want to spoil a good spoon, right?
I don't want to break my good spoon. So now we have added the rice,
Right.
pumpkin, different seasoning onto the stew chicken.
Right.
And we're going to add some salt.
Okay. Definitely. Get a spoon, Louise. Get a spoon. If you throw that out, so you're going to be really drastic.
I good at measurement, man.
You good at measuring?
Yeah. So, but all of those try this, for all yourself.
Oh gosh, no. Please be advised.
That is only my experience. You could do this.
Make that up really good. Let that salt go all over. I used to cook, remember that?
Yes, of
and
course.
And also in marriage, I was the cook. I was the breakfast man. I was the lunch man. I was the babysitter.
Yeah.
For 1 year. And then when we got some help, I stopped cooking. And when we moved to...
I'm mashing up everything in sight.
And when we moved here, well, that was it.
Yes, so now as you were talking previously, don't jump the conversation. Don't change the topic.
Oh, the topic is over, man.
No. You were saying about older women.
Sometimes older women, I don't know, for some sad reason or the other, they get themselves, looking kind of young.
Divorces?
Perhaps dressing kind of young,
trying out to start over life.
Start over life. Maybe they're hunting somebody. They're trying to attract something, or someone. And it's just such a lonely life, right? So you're looking at me as if I have something more to tell you.
No, understand.
Okay. Enough said.
Yeah, but honestly speaking, I have found that So, I'll have to get some more boil to add to the rice.
All right, fine.
Personally, I find that in marriage, a lot of times, there are a lot of different obstacles in marriage. People have financial problems, people have different problems in marriage. Marriage is not a smooth flowing water. There are sometimes rough seas, there are sometimes small waves that you can jump a little higher, but there are some waves that will take you under. Well, that's the time you will prove your real mettle. Well, I think for most women, they are able to go through marriage, whatever the hardship might be, whether it is financial, whether it is the husband not helping at home and she's burdened, whether it is the husband is not showing much attention to her. But all of that they're willing to put up with. But when there is an outside party, I think for both men and women it will be the same. When there's outside interest in another woman or another man, that is one of the things that destroys a marriage.
Definitely.
And it is all because, well, one thing leads to another. Well, if a man has an outside woman, he will spend less time at home and he will neglect his wife more.
And he has to spend more money too.
And then maybe money falling short, he giving less money for groceries or whatever. Because you have to maintain a lifestyle, right? So really and truly, I think when anyone is going to get involved in an outside relationship, consider well what you really want out of life. Because this good time might last for a year. What happens after that? By that time when you look around, you don't have another family.
That's right.
So the little 5 minutes of pleasure, is definitely not worth it.
I don't know why, but remember years ago I read something there about the Jennifer syndrome.
Yeah.
People have been married for 30 years, 35, the man suddenly sees a young woman and maybe she shows a little attention and they spoil a good marriage.
Of course.
Spoil a good marriage because they're going behind Jennifer, you see?
Yeah, because I really cannot see what a young woman doing with an old man. I really can't see that.
Maybe she's digging for his pocket.
But men are so gullible to believe that this woman loves me, Yeah. Let me get some pigeon peas. She loves me. She cares. But that's just passing fancy. That's just a passing fancy.
Oh, you got fancy things nowadays, eh?
Boy, that is great,
I would have had to bring out the old opener.
Or else I had to use the electric one, which you could never use. So this has made life much, much easier.
Yeah, man.
Lance, let me see that rice strainer there, please.
You don't let this hot water go down the sink, eh? It
No,
spoils
not hot
the,
water. Not hot water.
Oh, great.
Just to rinse out this.
Yeah.
So we're going to add some pigeon peas now to the
Didn't Mama have you
rice.
do something like that the other day? You
Yeah.
had something and you was washing it out, eh?
Yeah.
What was it?
I think what's pigeon pea self. You see, it's important to get
The preservative.
the preservative out.
Now you're going to put that into the pot, yeah? Wow.
Yeah, man.
Be sure stir there.
So now we have to get the kettle with the water.
Kettle with
How
the
it
pot.
looking? How does that look, Lancy?
That looks great, but I can't help you with the kettle.
Nice
So
and
my hands are
brown.
really-
So now that
Is
your
it fire to what?
no, now that your rice
Oh my goodness,
Is-
that looks good.
nicely browned and you've added the pigeon peas, now you're going to add sufficient
good, eh?
water
As you can boil down,
so that it is going to,
properly cooked.
yeah, your rice will be properly cooked.
But here what to do. You gotta work for that kettle.
Yeah.
Remember, we are not fancy YouTubers, eh? Old fashioned. Wherever you go, I'm like a donkey following. Oh, I'm like a cart. Yeah, I can see the kettle in your hand, right? You want me to go forward? Yeah, hey, buy me some good equipment, again. Buy me some good equipment, you know, you have all the money.
But you know how to use modern equipment?
I'm gonna try. Lina will help me.
All right. For your birthday now.
Not too far, girl. That looks good, Louis.
So this is food for 12 to 15 people.
Very good. Oh, yes. So you don't want to lower the fire by any means?
No. It's too much. Maybe at a later time. But right now, the rice have to be thoroughly cooked, you know.
So you're ahead of the game, you know, it's 11:15.
Yeah, boy, I surprised myself.
No, you capable, man. You were always efficient. You were always efficient, Louis.
Oh, gosh, good thing, boy.
Yeah. Otherwise,
I make
would have
50.
been-
Otherwise, I would not make 50 years.
I don't know what you're make. No, but you always were very efficient.
When I was a career woman, I was never a career woman, totally. You know, I
Yes.
worked, but I kept the place of being a wife and a mother.
That's good. That's really
Yeah, I honestly did not neglect my family because I always in life put my family life first place. A job was important to me. It was important to give you a good life. But two people working, you're able to achieve a load is fire now. You'll be able to achieve stuff. You're able to travel with your family. You had a good standard of living. So by me working, it enabled that. 2 salaries are better than 1.
right.
But a lot of times people become so wrapped up in their jobs and studying and furthering studies, and then you start to neglect the family. And sometimes it leads into divorce because the man start to be interested in something else, someone else, because you were too busy for anything. And that is one of the things too. Sometimes we lose focus on what is most important.
Remember, excuse me, you remember there was a show called long ago when we had television?
Executive suite.
Executive Suite.
Yeah.
The man who was a president of a company, he wasn't unfaithful, you know. He was a provider,
Yeah.
but he was so engrossed in his work
Yeah. He
that the
neglected
wife
his family.
was neglected.
Yeah.
In the end, I think they came together, you know.
Yeah, because he
understanding.
took the blame. He took the blame.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So it is not always that there's a third party. It's just that sometimes people are really what they call
Workaholics.
workaholics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always balanced work and family life,
Yeah.
work and home. I gave 100% of my energies to my work. Don't mind, I used to get to work late, but I made up for it during the day. Sometimes I would just take half an hour for lunch,
Right.
you know, so that was important. But when my children were ill, I always took time to take them to the doctor, be sure that everything is fine with them.
And what about me?
Well, you were never a sick man. You know, I taking care of you now.
Right.
I'm taking care of you now. So anyway, maybe we should have a look at this chicken, just to see how it's looking.
You're gonna be very careful, Louise. I don't want to get hot. Listen, I think what we'll do, rather than that corn end up inside of there, let's.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not yet completed, but at least we can see what it looks like.
My goodness, I think you better.
Look at that.
That's promising, Louis. That's promising. My stomach agrees. That's promising.
So we just turn it over.
Mm-hmm.
And this is halfway done.
Halfway done.
What is going to happen afterwards is going to dry up a little bit more, get some more color, and that is going to be just right with our pilau and our salad.
Very good, very good.
So take care. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.